Hi there everybody, and welcome to the Isimangaliso Wetland Park, and we are at Cape Vidal in the St. Lucia Marine Reserve, and I'm here with Bruce Mann and Stuart Dunlop, and I've been invited on a very interesting trip. We're here to do a bit of tagging because they run the tagging and fish monitoring project within the reserve. Okay guys, just a couple of rules and regulations that go with this whole project. It is a scientific experiment or a scientific project, so everything has to be standardized. So what we do is we fish 4 guys in the marine reserve in one day and 4 guys outside the marine reserve, and then the next day the guys swap around, and that's how it works. So you get basically an overview of what's happening, the spillover effect, etc, etc. What I've been issued with here is a little tagging box by Bruce. On the front is all my tagging data. If I tag a fish, I'm going to put all that information in, flag number, where we tagged it, if it was hooked badly, if it was hooked well, whatever the case may be, that's all going to go down here. I've got a cloth that I'm going to keep wet in my bucket, okay? That's so that when we catch a fish, we just put the wet cloth over its eyes. It just calms the fish down. And that's very important in this project, is the way we handle the fish. Bruce has given us strict instructions that the fish does not get kept out of the water for a long amount of time. We tag it, we get the information, we put it back, then we come and record the information here. And this is what's called basically our work rate chart. So we're going to fish 12 solid hours. If we take a break or something like that, we're going to actually write it down. Any small fish we catch that we can't tag, we're going to write them down as well, because the fish have to actually be 30 centimeters fork length to be able to tag. And here I've got all my sequential tags, all numbered nicely for me here. And both my tag applicators have already been set up by Bruce. I've got a D tag, that's for fish under 60 centimeters. And then I've got the A tags, which are for fish over 60 centimeters and big sharks, etc, etc. So it's not all a bed of roses. We're going to have to do a bit of work as well. So it's my first one, so I hope I do everything right and don't get in trouble with the scientists. But as we go along, we'll work you through the process. While the other guys are tackling up, I think I better get a bait in the water. Okay, with the evolution of the grinders and how they've taken off in the rock and surf fraternity at the moment, I'm going to put these grinders to the test this week. I haven't been fishing with them much lately. So I've got the Windcast 5500 quick drag here with a 50-pound Saltwater tournament braid, and we're going to put that to the test the whole week. We've got to get back into the swing of things. It's the new kid on the block, so to speak, at the moment, and a lot of guys are fishing with them, especially in the competitive arena with the banning of the slide. So let's see if we can pull a couple of fish on the grinder this week. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm just squashing the barbs on the hooks. Bruce has obviously given us strict instructions. We're tagging everything, we're letting everything go. Fishing in the reserve, we got to squash the barbs a little bit. So all I'm doing is just flattening the barb on that one. And then I've got the little Gamakatsu 50 Sports Circle. That's a great hook when you're going to be tagging and releasing. That's for a little bit bigger bait on the bottom. And that one I'm just going to squash the barb as well. Just flatten it like that. There we go. So it's easy out. If the fish also eats the hook down, then we just don't even worry. We just tag it, cut the line, and the hook will just come out naturally.
Take a scale away, like that, come in at about 45-50 degrees, and just go in and you hook it behind the pterygophores, the interneural spine, so that barb is nicely locked, and then get him back in the water as quickly as possible.
There you go, onto a small fish. Just got to make sure when you're fishing barbless that you just keep the tension on all the time. Don't let the fish give you any slack, especially when the white water washes the fish in. Here's a small wave garrick, but it looked like it could be taggable size.
I'll help you tag it, Bruce.
Thanks, Bruce. Bruce is going to give me a hand.
Just pick it up, I just hold him on the hook a little bit.
There we go, wet hands. Look after the fish as much as I can.
Okay, we put a cloth over the eye just to calm it down a little bit. Nice wet cloth, nice cool mat. Alright. Nice fish. 351 written in already.
Is.
So the area that we're tagging these is just at the start of the second dorsal. We don't come down too deep, and what I do is I just take a scale away so I don't push that into the flesh. I come in at about 50 degrees like that and a little bit vertical, and the idea is just to slip it in like that behind one of the pteridiophores, we call them, or interneural spines, and that little barb is locked in there nicely. And it's also pointing back, it's nice and slipstreamed, and it's also not too flat so it doesn't rub on the fish, on the surface of the fish.
Well, there we go. Bruce just gave me a bit of a hand here. He's just making sure that I get things right. Most important thing he says, fish out the water for as little time as possible. As you can see, it's all organized here. I've written down, he already wrote my tag number down, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the next tag out here. Says the best way to do it is with the teeth. Let's do that. I'm going to check the number. Just make sure there we are, it's sequential, it's 137335, the last one was 334. I'm just going to write that there, 335, and I'm going to load it already. So that's ready for the next fish. In my box, all's recorded.
Right, ready to go.
Next one. Okay, Bruce has called lines up. We're going to move on to the next spot. I think we're proceeding to a wreck that's sticking out in the middle of the ocean, and as the tide goes out we're going to try and wade onto the bank and go and throw it to the wreck, so that's quite exciting. So let's pack up and go.